terms of GDP, Australia has maintained a positive GDP for the last 21 years, which greatly consolidated the housing markets. As a result, the housing market has a high growth rate at 4% average. Also, with the stimulation of low interest rates, so investment in housing market is more affordable for Australian citizens. Meanwhile, Australia has a relatively high population growth rate compared to US and Canada, which means a bigger market margin is possible.
Also, Australia has a lot of Chinese immigrants. Operating here may be more easier than in any other countries. Chinese immigrants may be more familiar to Chinese brands like Country Garden, which may speed up their expansion. Except for those Chinese immigrants, Australia also provides a lot of opportunity to foreign immigrants. Their high quality of education, high living standard, as well as job opportunity attract thousands of immigrants to come to Australia each year. Clearly, it is not surprising that the demand of housing property will boost as more immigrants are coming to settle down in Australia. So it is a good opportunity for Country Garden to enter into Australian market.
Country Garden in Australia has outstanding leading group and powerful financial support from parent company. Due to its great reputation and a large number of Chinese in Australia, the development will be promising. However, the parent company could reduce costs through the cooperation with its own construction company. But for Australian subsidiary, if you want to purchase material from China, you need to get permission from government. The transportation fee is a big issue, so you may not be able to make the best price. Human resources is also a problem. It's not easy for Country Garden to arrange employees from China since the work visa application is very strict.
From the perspective of institution, Country Garden faces several challenges in Australia. First, in order to get loans from banks, Country Garden has to pre-sell all the apartments, but not all to overseas buyers. Therefore, Country Garden has to diversify the buyers, otherwise they will prepare enough capital resources. Second, Australian government pays much attention to the infrastructure, which is quite important for the buyer's interest. So Country Garden has to build the appropriate community in order to get development approval from government. Third, buyers who plan to buy apartments in Australia, they have confronted the increasing stamp duties, which impacts Country Garden for selling the property.
The last challenge we identify is foreign investment need to obtain Australian foreign investment policies approval to approve no contrary to national interest. Community concerned about foreign ownership of certain Australian assets. Risks are there if the proposal does not meet the requirement of the AFIP, then it will be contradiction to national interest and subject to rejection. Ultimately, the decision rests with Treasurer to determine the definition and breadth of the national interest.